can it be? Showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel in these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing now. It's plain to see. The morning team is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the morning steam for Saturday, July. Hey, all the game graphics are right, everybody. Okay, we'll just roll here on Saturday, July 20th with the show and Major League Baseball today. We got the WNBA All-Star game tonight. Did anybody watch last night? The All-Star game festivities. It was the Alicia Gray show, the Atlanta Dream star, if you will. What a neat player she is already, and she showcased her skills by winning the skills competition and the 3-point shootout last night at the WNBA All-Star Night festivities. Well, they don't have a slam dunk. We know that, but neat show last night. Got to see, here's the thing, right? We want to cut Caitlin Clark some slack, I guess. She's really done her share of promoting the game and doing everything that she can. The WNBA just got that massive TV contract, $200 million. You wonder, the talk about how low the salaries are. Yeah, all the money's going to kind of cycle in. The contract's got to start and everything like that. But, they more than tripled their rights fees with their new television contract. So, definitely enjoyed that. But we got the big all-star game tonight. Clark will be in that, of course. I mean, she probably would have won the 3-point shootout. She gave some, reasonable excuses. The workload obviously was most talked about, and of course, she said really she doesn't really get a chance to shoot off the rack like that. But what players do. I mean, really you just go into that contest. But she got to enjoy the day and everything, and someone else got a chance to star too. So again, right? I mean, everybody can take a shot, and yeah, I guess it's all those other players that kind of brought in the money too for their big contract. But we'll have the big game tonight, and there's been a move on the game tonight. Maybe we'll talk about it here at the start. I don't have a big preview of the game or anything tonight with the U.S. national team taking on Team WNBA, but there is significant movement here to the point spread tonight in the game. The U.S. national team. I did say off the cuff, maybe I was talking out of my neck about the game. Right, we were really one of the first to kind of start talking about it. Not a secret, but that Clark and Reese would get to star together on Team WNBA. Talked about it over probably 6 weeks ago. It feels like it, and when it was apparent that she wasn't going to make the U.S. national team, but nonetheless, I kind of just said off the cuff, what will the national team be favored by? 12 and a half points? Well, that came pretty light. Maybe, the Team WNBA certainly has some nice stars in the game. I mean, it's pretty much everybody that isn't on the national team, except Sans Agumake, who isn't going to bypass the Olympics. But nonetheless, the move has been on the U.S. national team here. They were a 5.5-point favorite, and they're up to 6 right now. And also, the move here has been on the under. I believe this one was maybe, let me check it out here, about 191, 190.5, maybe. There were some rogue lines that were a little bit higher. And look, they've tried this format before. It was relatively successful, and there was defense played in that game. It was a lower scoring game when, yeah, you expect in these all-star games, and maybe because it's not the men, I don't know how else I could describe it, that it doesn't get as freewheeling. Yeah, 188, that's pretty high even for maybe some WNBA games can certainly get that high. But we found that in the last time they played the national team format in the All-Star game, it turned out to be a low scoring game. So I'll probably look that way. I was thinking about coming in with a premium for the game, but I'm not sure that I will today, actually. So let me just describe it as I like. I still like the national team. Probably get this done and cover this spread in and under. Here will probably be my pick for this game, and I wouldn't even know which side I would take. I feel pretty confidently both of them, about as confidently as you can in an all-star game. I don't know if there's strategy or uh, maybe Team WNBA has a little something to play for as far as beating the better team, right? U.S. national team certainly will be taking this one pretty seriously as well, getting ready for the Olympics here. That we're heading off to Paris. And the other comments that came in, from Angel Reese, that storyline in this game, right, is Clark and Reese getting a chance to play against the national team together. And I was just disappointed to see Reese continue to double down on her comments. It's almost like she wants to be that video of the two dogs that bark at each other with the glass in front of them, and they slide the glass away, they stop barking, basically saying, oh, I guess we're going to play nice together, or play team, play nice together here. Everybody wants to play nice here. So I don't know, it just seemed a little bit like she wants to do it for publicity, and I don't know if that's the right strategy socially anymore, right? To play it to the vest, and then really, if you really mean it, then double down on your comments here a little bit today. So hey, thanks for joining me here on the show, and enjoy this game tonight with the U.S. national team and Team WNBA. United States is expected to play, the men are expected to play as well today against South Sudan. There was uh, some talk about some personnel possibly missing that game. I don't even know if I've seen a line yet for that game against South Sudan today, but that's just some of the highlights of our sports action today. Let me say hello to some folks here rolling in with our show. We're going to preview baseball, and that might be our WNBA preview. If you have any comments on it, you can right now. I'm watching some tennis action here. A bunch of tournaments going on today. We're down to semifinals in a lot of these. I'm watching Rafael Nadal here. It looks like he's going to hold on, but going up against a Judovic, hope that even that one's a little bit new for me, but looks like he's going to prevail. And over at the Open Championships, we're not really underway with the leaders just yet, but Shane Lowry has that 2-stroke lead. Overlooked Shane Lowry, man. It feels like you always got to have a play on him at the Open Championships or any of these events in the UK. Seems like he gets real good in these. So let's say hello to some folks. We just got baseball today, pretty much, it feels like. I'll be here by myself. And hello to the crew. Who's here? It's Blake getting us started from Knoxville, from Tennessee. Here, Johnny Walker today, Justin McKelvey, Thomas Lewis, my man. He's come on, ride the train and ride it. Woo, woo. And Ron Hahn. Kay, good morning, sunshine. Hello and thank you. And Jeff here. All right, nice to see Jeff here today as well. Ron's going to take Team USA. I think he means -6 here. I think he means Team USA over Team WNBA. So I think he'll just say that he typed in the wrong. I'm going to say he got the wrong math symbol. Solo, hello, my friend. Come on the show. I'll send you a link right now. Hey, good to see Solo here today and Ray as well. And let's see, that might be it for the crew so far. Here's Darren as well today. All right, thanks, gang, for joining me here today. Also, a UFC card from here in Las Vegas. We got action tonight with the ladies in action here for the main event. Second week in a row, we'll have the ladies here, and not a awful matchup, certainly, in this one tonight. And the card is open. And there's also some boxing tonight with Jake Paul. We saw he's like a $5 favorite. Hey, Perlo here as well today. Thomas Bird and Bob McCormick. Great to have the crew in here today, and we'll roll with these picks, get you out of here. But, well, just looking for any other kind of sports that you might be willing to talk about or have me discuss with you here. There is also one game in the Carla Football League, and we'll try to get it right tonight. I'm just trying to get too cute on some of these, it feels like, and we know that the tide has turned a little bit for some of these teams. Hey, Rafa Nadal, he is able to prevail in his match here today. Jutkovic certainly going to get the money on the game spread here in this one, but Rafa is going to advance here. All right. How about the baseball action last night, gang? Everybody enjoy the games yesterday with some of the. How about that Freddie Freeman home run for the Dodgers, a grand slam, getting the win there yesterday, a big 4-run. I think it was in the 8th inning for the win there. And I thought that was pretty big. Astros over the Mariners. Teams are tied for first right now. Remember, Seattle led the Astros by 10 games just a month ago, and now they're tied. Talked about almost teased Bo a little bit with the Oakland. Hey, good job, Team Steam. That's not why Bo didn't come in, but the A's yesterday talked about their massive power surge right now. Really been doing well. Also, Justin, I don't know if he had boots on the ground, but man, that was interesting to hear yesterday that the Pirates, of course, they did get the win, the walk-off win over the Phillies. Justin, is this right? The biggest home crowd at PNC in 9 years, nearly 40,000 yesterday. Rowdy Tellez, Tony's nephew, 3 sacrifice flies. Man, apparently that was not a major league record. Someone had 4 in one game. Is that right, or was that Tyler? I'd have to look that up. Look that one up, I think. But that was pretty interesting. And obviously the Pirates playing pretty well, so I could see why they had a nice crowd. Maybe there's a promotion too. They look great in those. I like those. I don't know if I like all the uniforms with the 3 letters on them, but the Pittsburgh ones look pretty cool, certainly. And Rockies, they pummeled the Giants. Do you know who Brenton Doyle is? He's got 16 home runs this season for Colorado Yankees over Tampa Bay, getting it done. And hey, Nationals on Patrick Corbin Day, it was his birthday. I think everyone overlooked that. So everybody make fun of Patrick Corbin. He went out and gave up a run in 6 innings. Nationals over the Reds. And let's see who else is coming in. We'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who did well yesterday. I had a 3-2 day again for the second day in a row, so looking to get something done here today. I'll have an MMA card. There's Major League Soccer tonight, a 14-game card I'll be involved in, and of course Major League Baseball. And you might have got my best there in the WNBA tonight. See if there's any more comments here coming in. We'll go over to Jeff says, "Do we call it real?" But yeah, we do. Anytime if it's sanctioned, right? If it's sanctioned, I think this one got sanctioned, right? Maybe it's not. I didn't know if I got into it that deep, but do have that main event tonight in the UFC with Amanda Lemos and uh, Jandaroba here with the ladies, and a couple other some other good bouts here. They were talking down the card. My guys always tell me these are the cards you wanna hammer a little bit. That maybe these are the ones where the better value is, right? Final. Yeah, because what you have so many times on those big UFC 303, 304, those are more tightly contested. AUD in the Hizzle. Thank you, my friend. All right, let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at the handicapper leaderboard. See who's hot. Rolling into baseball summer Saturday, but we're getting close. You can feel it, can't you? Here in late July. I mean, the timelines are lighting up with football. And Brandon Check, 3-0 yesterday. Tiffany Mance, 3-0. There's Pearl of Wisdom. Hey, he stops by more often than when he just happens to hit 71% on his plays yesterday. Tony's Picks VIP 3-1. Nick Lagaretto's 5-3. Mindy Hahn hits her only play. I'm up there at 3-2. Ruben Marlborough 67%. There's solo Jonathan Malone with the winning day, and Tony T also throwing in a dog there, and he comes up a winner for the day. Over the last 7 days, light numbers with the break, but definitely want to highlight these guys. Daniel Velocichuk up there, Mindy Hahn, Brandon Check, Mark Butterscotch Eubanks, Aaron Bowden their last 30 days. Kind of the same group. Throw in Ben Ruhala there, of course. 10.5 units of profit. Danny Dimes as well. Hey, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine on Saturday. You can grab a 3-day or 7-day and make me happy. But you can also check out, I'll have individual day package today. Probably break those up. I'm going to have at least a 3-pack in MMA, maybe can get to 5, and the same for my Major League Soccer card. And baseball, we're going to go a little heavier today. We had some nice premium pick winners. Baseball, I really found a groove here over the last 30 days or so. Picking up the pieces here and feeling good for the second half. But we did have premium pick winners here yesterday on the site, including White Sox Royals game to go under. We also had the Padres and the Guardians game to go under. We had to sweat that one out a little bit with the Guardians getting all those runs against my Padres. It was 1-0, and then they got 6 runs in the 7th or 8th inning. By the time they started scoring, the Padres weren't scoring any runs. I was ready to kind of check out, it felt like, with the Padres. But all right, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages. And I'll have mine up there as well. You check out all my previous plays and some of my winners there as well from yesterday and over at Tony'sPicks.com. There, see it. All right. Just we had some winners in there. We had the Dodgers yesterday. It's not every day I take the Dodgers. Believe it or not. All right. Appreciate that. A little commercial. And let's go back over the chat, get the show started here. We can get out of here in due time. And Howard Hogan, hello. Mike Wilkerson, hello. We got the one early start he's talking about here, so we'll start with that game. So you get Mike's play there. Mike, great to have your name there. Stephen Downey, hello. And want to say hello and welcome to, I believe, first-time poster here. And I want to get this one right. Let me look at it real quick. And it is Sandy Sermonaro. Sandra Sermonaro. Thank you, Sandra. I really appreciate you being a contributor here on the Morning Steam. And she kept saying the Mets line was funny. No, we weren't saying it to us, were you? First time I've met you. Thank you for coming in. And Kwame Adobe as well. No, we've had Kwame here before, that's for sure. Nice to see you, sir. Just a couple of times, I think, commenting, but I recognize Kwame. Oh, okay. I should have known. I should have known, my friend. I did feel like once I saw it and said that comment, I said, this must have been. Sometimes I do that. And it's not even by, you don't choose it, but you just go in and you type something and you're in one of your other accounts. Like, me, I got a bunch of burner accounts here, making everybody upset on the internet. All right. Hey, I'm ready to go here with the show with our early game. Berrettini over Tsitsipas here. Man, my tennis is good. Okay, let's take a look. We'll get it started with the show because we just mentioned it. Mike mentioned it right now. He's got his play already up there. Thanks, Kwame. I really appreciate that. Hey, we want to get all these plays right. There's no doubt about it. And hey, let me give you a little steam before we get rolling with the show. I think you guys deserve it. That's why you come here to be with me on the morning steam. And we've got, oh, look at this. We got a little, hey, I tried to shave. All right. Cardinals and Braves, a little bit of steam here coming in. And this is actually on. Let me get I want to make sure I get this one right because we know that let me turn this off here. Let me bring at least this back up because I want to get this one right with the 2 games today in the doubleheader. There is some steam, and it is in game number 1. Game number 1 is with Gibson and Morton. Maybe I could just wait. It is the second game, I think, to be previewed on the card here. And I want to make sure that the order is right on these games. And I do think that is right. I want to look at a live book, actually, see what they're listing as the pitchers. The steam is on game 1 in Braves and Cardinals and is under 9. Mostly it's already 8.5, under 15, if I'm not mistaken. So check it out here, but that's game number 1, Cardinals and Braves. We'll talk about it in just a moment. Let me get right to the action here. Back with the Rays here taking on the Yankees. Yeah, the Yankees were able to get it done yesterday in the matchup with the Rays, kind of keep things going here a little bit. Talked about the trouble the Yankees were in, but now they won the first game out here, and now still 26-19 at home. Rays coming in here, just pretty much a 500 team on the road, a game under 500 for Josh Bradley. Been pretty strong here for sure of late. 2 ERA in his last 6 starts and a 3-0 record. Tampa's gone 5-1 in those 6 starts with Bradley. They've also gone under in 11 of Bradley's 12 starts this season. For Nestor Cortez, he's got a 5 ERA in his last 4 starts, and the Yankees are just 2-7 in the last 9 games with Nestor. The Yankees are terrible in this role when coming off of a win and then favored the next day. This is where they've been having trouble, is kind of stringing it together a little bit. Yeah, when they were running good, they were putting together, certain streaks, but the Yankees have lost 9 straight times right now off of a win when favored in the next game. That's going to be troubling against a pitcher like Bradley. I'm going to go under with this game here with Bradley and Cortez. We're definitely looking at some 8.5s out there. That's really what's kind of caught my eye in this one. Maybe I can also consider the Rays here. I don't know if I'm going to get to a premium with them. I sure do like what Bradley's doing. He looks pretty much firm and in control out there right now. So let me get any of your plays or suggestions here in this one. Yankees have gone over in 16 of their last 24 games, but I think I'm interested in the under here, actually. And Jermaine is actually, Jermaine, you might get called Sandra, and hopefully you'll take it as hopefully Sandra's your certain someone, or at least a co. So I'm going to try to remember to say Jermaine every time with your pick, and if I screw it up, you know what I mean. Okay, here we go. And Nicholas says, don't forget game two. And we're going to split them up. We'll go over game two in order here. But Jermaine starts us off with Rays money line, and Thomas also on the Rays money line. You can't argue with this given the kind of the trend there. And that's really, it feels solid when a team like the Yankees, right? They can't seem to get that secondary win, that second win here. So, and yeah, this almost feels like Thomas is going to be already on Tampa Bay here a little bit. All right. Hello to Juan here today. Nicholas goes under with me in this one. And Mr. Tomatoes is here again. Great to have Mr. Tomatoes. Nothing like that delicious red sauce. I always like when Mr. Tomatoes is here. And look, I'm not going to kick you out of the chat. Not Mr. Tomatoes, certainly, but I'm not going to kick anybody out, if they want to badmouth Heinz ketchup. But do not question my use of Heinz ketchup on premium food items. Okay? I mean, why wouldn't I want the most elite red sauce for the greatest food items, such as filet mignon? All right. Thomas says it is already a consensus play. Perlo's on it as well. So is Thomas Bird. I might even just want to go with you guys and make it a premium here at this point. I kind of want to go premium under, but Yankees have been going over in a lot of games of late. But I don't know. Everything's kind of a reset a little bit out of the All-Star break. Here's Blake with the under. Look at this. Justin says the Rays team total over is his top play going up against Nestor here. So, man, that doesn't work good for me at all because I've got the under, but I am going to take it. And you can grade me at 8 over. That's fine. But I think that mostly for them, you can find 8.5 under 20, maybe even 8.5 under 15 out there. Juan says, I'd like a Nerfy. And for Bradley, he is 2 for 12, allowing runs in the first inning. That's okay. That's about average, maybe. Cortez, not so great. 6 for 20. It's a little above average for sure. Bob McCormick, how about the Rays? First 5 on the run line. Funny, you think of Taj Bradley and how good he has been of late, and quite frankly, most of the season, really. Maybe he's had a little bit of a bump there early on, but he is 2-8-2 in the first 5. 2-8-2. For Cortez, he is 7-10-3. Hello to Thurman Hill. Hello to Juice. Panger here today as well. A couple W's, couple L's. All right. A few more coming in. Wow. You guys are on fire here. Bob Martin here. He's had plenty of practice at being a dad. Thurman's got all of his plays for us here. It looks like, thank you, Thurman, if you can't hang in, but appreciate you stopping by. And Fernando on the Rays, everybody on the Rays. So, hey, I don't have to worry about making a play. I kind of sweat out the consent. Like I said, I'm trying to incorporate the consensus. I feel like when you guys are coming in with the play, right? I'm not trying to influence you at all. We disagree plenty of times too. But if you're here, if you're hanging with me all the time, it's kind of like we probably have some similar handicapping philosophies. And I'm not trying to sell you on mine, and I certainly get a feel for some of yours as well. But when you guys give me the consensus and I can just bet it and I roll with the consensus, that makes me feel good when this team wins. Man, this has been uh, amazing, really, quite frankly, to do this show here over the last, well, almost, I guess, 2 years for the most part with a few different folks. All right. I think we got all the comments in. Jeff rolled his Nerfies yesterday. Thanks, you guys. I'll take the under in this first game, and I'll take it 8.5, eight over 15. But there's plenty of 8.5. So let's keep going now with that doubleheader that I just talked about with uh, Gibson and Morton here, and um, I think we got this right. If you guys see that it is backwards, or because we definitely have the 2 games today. So if you guys see anything out there with the different pitching matchups, just let me know. But I believe this is what we're looking at in game 1, and we can definitely move that total lower to 8.5. It's pretty much Morton $1.25 now, and 8.5 could be the market settling too, with maybe this pitcher information being more complete or more official at this point. You dial it up here a little bit with a doubleheader. Be a little bit spaced out. It feels like getting the matchup together. But for Gibson, ERA 5.4 in his last 5 starts, but a 3-1 record because the Cardinals have been, in a pretty good groove here of late. They won 8 of their last 13 games coming into the break. They've also won 10 of their last 15 series openers. For Charlie Morton, he has an ERA just over 4 in his last 3 starts and a 1-1 record, but Atlanta still struggling a little bit. They've lost 9 of their last 13 games coming in to this one.
Final.
And let's see here. So total gets slammed a little bit by the Sharps to 8.5 here. Maybe that's going to be good enough for me. We'll see what you guys have. Let me go over the chat here real quick in this one. St. Louis, they definitely have had some issues on the road of late before the break. Like I said, I'm not going to wipe the slate totally clean, but get your comments on game 1. If you want to throw in both games, that's fine, of course. And here's, hey, Thomas Bird. I think he's saying I'm feeling a little, maybe I don't have a lot of enthusiasm. I feel pretty good today, but hope that's what he's asking about. Here's Kay wanting the Braves here. Lamont Williams, hello. He had a 7-teamer last night. Thank you, Lamont. And Thomas really expanded his horizons, man. He's been throwing props at us of late. And Bob says, how about Cards first 5 in game 1 with Gibson. Gibson 7, 9, and 2 in the first 5, while Morton is 8, 6, and 3. All right. I like that steam there, and I'll go under. I've already had to adjust it, but hey, it's a doubleheader now. I like unders in doubleheaders. And that's what I'll take here on the morning steam show in game 1 with Gibson and Morton. And again, I think if, the pitching matchup is incorrect, you could throw the plays out a little bit and reassess, but next up, Tigers and Blue Jays with Reese Olson going up against UC Kikuchi. And, this really is kind of feels like a Tigers spot for the most part right now. The Tigers, one of the best underdog teams out there, pretty much. They've won 7 of their last 8 games as an underdog and always hanging in there right now. It feels like Toronto's been going over quite a bit here of late, but this total down now at 7.5 over. No, I think it feels like mostly 8 for the most part, shaded to the under. I'm going to move it to 8 under 15 or 8 under 20 because it does feel like here, and maybe it's $1.35. There we go. I think that'll be more accurate. $1.35 for the Blue Jays, and the total here maybe 8 under 15. But just feels like, and I have Olsen listed there, but I think that's actually, yeah, that's going to be right. Yeah, for sure. Kind of like Olsen here, I think. In this one, those numbers again for Detroit, just really solid underdog right now, no doubt about it. For also Reese Olson coming in, pitching pretty well. Last 5 starts, a 2.7 ERA and a 3-0 record. We know Olson has been a victim of lack of run support this season, even when he was not as solid. He wasn't getting run support. Now he's pitching well. He's still not getting a ton of support. The Tigers are just 2-8 on the road with Reese Olson, and he's pitched pretty well. Now, they have gone over in 7 of his last 8 starts, and the Tigers have gone over in 7 of their last 9 on the road. They come in playing well. Like I said, they've been dogs in a lot of these games. They've won 9 of their last 11. Kikuchi, he's got an ERA of 7.8. Over his last 6 starts and an 0-3 record. Toronto is 3-12 with UC Kikuchi on the mound. They've gone over in 8 of their last 10 starts. So big time trends to the over, despite what I kind of hinted at here. I think, instinctively, I kind of want to lean under here, but I don't know if I can do it with all these trends going over. Kikuchi looking so bad. Detroit or Toronto, I mentioned all their overs here of late. It is officially 18 of their last 22 games and 7 straight when they didn't have the night off before. So let's see. You guys have some comments for sure on this one. With, oh no, Johnny. Oh gosh. Well, I'm not a defender of Miracle Whip, but I'm a Miracle Whip guy. So, anyways, here with Darren wants to go Tigers first 5 on the run line here. For Olson, he's got a record of 5-9-4 in the first 5. Kikuchi 7-9-4 in the first 5. Here's Thomas on Detroit money line. Fernando goes under in the first 5. Justin wants the Tigers. Blake wants the Tigers. And Jermaine says Kikuchi's looking bad. Juan Laster wants a nerfy today in this one. Reese Olson, he's the best in baseball. 18 games now this season. Not 1 run allowed in the first inning. He is Mr. First Inning. Kikuchi, 6 for 20. Average, just below average here probably. Thomas on Detroit. Thomas Lewis says this one is a consensus play. So I'll roll with Team Steam consensus here with Olson against Kikuchi. Let me write it down here, make sure. All right. I don't have Bo here today to talk while I'm writing something down. Perlo likes the over as well. You know what? You guys are liking some over here in this one. Maybe I can be persuaded to go over. Want to say hello and welcome to first time poster here, Nasiah Agnes. In this one with we're doing a great job. Thank you, Nasiah. Appreciate you coming to me over from my Facebook page, I believe. Thank you for being a friend. I'm sure we've crossed paths. I have a very active social life on the internet. Here's Bob wants the under. All right, let's move on. Angels and Athletics. Well, we did tease Bo a little bit yesterday by taking the A's, and he hung in there with the Angels. I know I mentioned it twice. Bo, you're the king, my friend. But what I really did say, and I think I did catch Bo's attention, was talking about the Athletics' power and their run production right now. I mean, they feel like when you watch their games, like they're the best in baseball. It feels like offensively now. Okay, we're taking on the Angels. They're whipping Boy a little bit for the most part. Can I say that in 2024? The A's have been spanking
Final.
the Angels here. They've really been beating them up. That they're team that they've been beating here for sure of late. Oakland has won 7 straight games against the Angels right now, and this price looks pretty attractive, especially going up against this young pitcher Kokonawitz today. I think I said Kokonawitz last week, and then I watched the game, and I think it ended up being Kokonawitz. Hope I got it right. Going up against Spence here in this one for let's see, for the Angels here. I mean, it turns out they're going to run several pitchers out there as planned here. A little bit of a bullpen game with these guys, but for Spence, he hasn't been great. I can't sell you on Spence. He's got an ERA close to 8. In his last 4 starts, and Oakland's just 2-9 with Spence on the mound. Gone over in 6 of his last 7 starts. The A's have won 8 of their last 13 right now, and 8 of their last 13 at home. Not all of those at home, but just coincidence. Scored yesterday a bunch of how many runs in the last 2 games? 31 runs, it says here, over the last 2 games for Oakland. So been doing well. Feels like a pretty decent price to me, and maybe we can just take them again. It feels like I want to roll kind of with a premium, but it feels so good. It feels like they can do it. Angels have been going under in a few of these type of rolls, but I don't know. Not the way the A's are going right now. Let's take a look at the plays. Fernando's going to start it off with the A's. Juice says the A's. Come on, let's go A's. Coming to Las Vegas. Justin's got the A's. Thomas has got the A's. You know we're end up on a consensus with the A's, probably. Juan Laster wants the A's team total over. Blake likes the A's. Jeff likes the A's. I guess the A's are going to catch the Mariners and the Astros soon if they play the Angels every night. No, Justin, the A's smashed last night. They kept crushing home run. It was like one of those games, like you don't see it from Oak. Like they were taking victory lap home runs at one point. Oakland first 5 here for Darren. Let's see here. Spence is 2-8-1 in the first 5s. And Bob Martin said, going with the A's. Juice Scissors still running. It looked like the cartoon, right? Anybody old enough to remember the cartoon, the baseball cartoon with all the runs, guys running around the bases and scoring? Bob wants a Yerfie. He wants a Yerfie. The Angels are pretty solid. Now, 22 of 97 for the 23% for the Angels this season. Spence has allowed a first inning run in 3 of 11. All right. Stop Geo. Hello. Thank you as always. A great job. And the other, I hang out with Stop Geo all the time. And, Stop Geo's clear on his environmental and political and decisions, but solid handicapper. Solid guy in all the chat. Thank you, Stop Geo, for everything. All right. And all right, I think that's it. Juan Laster says, how about Spence? So give me the Oakland A's. I don't think it made it to consensus here. So let me just take it here at this point. Could reassess, and maybe it will be. I don't think anyone took the Angels, did they? So I'll take the Athletics here in this one. If it didn't make a consent, not enough people took it, that's fine, but I'll take the Athletics here in this one. Next up, Mets and Marlins with Severino on the road. Big favorite here against Munoz. And, well, hey, I get it. I mean, hey, these are the Mets and everything, but come on, $1.65 after what we saw last night. I did have a winner here on the show with that game with the total to go over in the Mets and the Marlins. Here's the thing, the games with the Mets and the Marlins, I think right now are always going over. It seems like when these two teams play, I think is what it is. Marlins have been going over these National League East games, for whatever reason, are having a lot of runs scored, it feels like. Miami this feels like just a decent spot again with Miami. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here and get your plays on it. But for me, with the Mets, Severino, a 6 ERA in his last 3 starts. Mets hit for Severino. They are 6-2 in his last 8 starts. They've gone over in 7 of his last 10 starts. Mets have won 7 of 10 here, but last night, good one here for the Marlins. And also, Marlins have dropped 10 of 14. They're over in 10 of their last 14. Munoz, not great numbers for sure. 6.23 ERA in his last 3 starts. But his one start against the New York Mets, 6 innings pitched, no earned runs allowed for Munoz. Let's get with the chat and see what they have here in this one with the Mets taking on the Fish today. And it is not much from you guys. And maybe this one lacking a little intrigue here. But Thomas says, give me the Mets first 5. For Severino, he's 10-6-2 in the first 5 this season, while Munoz is just 3-6. And let's see also, Darren, Mets on the run line. Juan says, give me the Mets team total over. Juice says about Marlins. No, I don't think they're out to impress anybody here, Juice, but man, I just not excited about the Mets on the road in this spot. It does just feel like they get caught up a little bit in these games against the Marlins, and the Marlins are underdogs against the Mets. Whatever, are they Mets? Do we have any real dedicated Mets fans? They know what a hassle these Fish are, it feels like. And Marlins always on the run line at home. They are an interesting proposition. I would think that probably getting Marlins over here. Let's see. Bob's on the over. Blake says Mets game to go over. Jeff's on the team total over. And Solo here today on the Marlins with me. What is the run line? I guess if it's under $1.55 or something, I'll probably be okay with adding the handicap. Oh gosh, it's $1.20. Sign me up. Sign me up, as a gentleman across the street likes to say, and I'll take the Marlins here on the run line today. Final. Sasnovich wins over Shmedlova. Man. I might just be canceling the show and just bet tennis for the rest of my life. All right. Couldn't say the same. Can't say the same thing for the majors, so I'll just have to keep grinding. All right, I'll take the Marlins on the run line in this one. I always get disappointed when you heat up tennis in the weekend, right? When there's not enough matches. But maybe that's why you do. Maybe that's why you fare better. I'm probably laying some chalk or something. And all right, Phillies and Pirates. Well, maybe not 40,000 there today with this one. And probably I don't know if Phillies make the too big of a trip. I know there are always going to be some Philly fans there, certainly. But Adam Scott finishes with a 66 there. Starting to see some of the leaders now creeping up there. Hot movers today, including the South African Thriston Lawrence is making a move there near the top of the leaderboards today. We're also seeing Russell Henley move up there. Scott's now at even par at the Open Championship. All right, here we go. Phillies and the Pirates with Sanchez and Ortiz. It looks like the Phillies here. Look, the Pirates got that walk-off win last night. Pretty impressive, no doubt about it. Yesterday, look, I mean, I know Team Steam consensus was on the Phillies. You noticed I pivoted to I got it wrong, but I pivoted off of that side here. No problem. Everybody was on the Phillies yesterday. It wasn't just you guys, it was everybody. Man, you know, huge public percentages on the Phillies yesterday. So no problem. But the Bucks, whatever you want to say, they continue to grind here a little bit right now. They've finally they're a game over 500, so should take note for Sanchez. So he's been strong. We know he's been great. 3 ERA in his last 5 starts, pretty darn good. 4-1 record in those 5 starts. Struggled on the road, make no mistake. He's definitely a home and away pitcher right now for the last feels like 2 months. 6.51 ERA in his 8 road starts. So you could kind of throw out some of the stuff. $1.65 right now is inconsistent, maybe, as the Phillies have been. Now, granted, they're just starting to get those sluggers back and into the fold a little bit before the break, right? They had just come back a few games. So we'll start to see the Phillies probably rack up some victories here. Sanchez against Pittsburgh, 2 career starts. No wins, but a 0.69 earned run average. For Ortiz, he's got an ERA of 1.02 in his last 3 starts. Pittsburgh won 2 of those games, went under in all 3 of those games. He's 1-0 with a 1.5 ERA and 2 appearances against the Phillies, but 1 start and went pretty well. Pirates won 7 of their last 8. Got to include before the break here. I don't think that momentum was ruined too much, especially given the way they were walking it off last night. It was very, very close. Came down to the end, right? I mean, yeah, they had momentum. They had the bases loaded, but you still got to get that big hit to win the game. So let me get your comments here. I think you got enough here. Pirates and the Phillies. Pittsburgh, I know, when they're winning at home, the momentum is usually pretty good, it feels like. And the Phillies, come on, to get even a run line. I mean, the Pirates on the run line at least probably feels like an automatic to me almost at this point. All right, here come the plays with. Sorry, you guys, just missing it there. Okay, here's Law. Hey, it's the Law. Want to just shout him out. He's on the Mets game back there on the last game, but want to say hi to Law Dog. And here we go with Blake on the Pirates run line. Thank you, Blake. Darren missed it. Sorry about that. First 5 under, looks like. One wants a Nerfy. For the Phillies, Sanchez, he's 4 for 18. That's not great, not awful. For Ortiz, perfect so far in his 3 starts. Fernando going under. Thomas's Pirates automatic in this one. I'll take him on the run line. It's still a pretty good price here at minus $1.20. And I'm always going to try to keep my picks on the show, the line that's closest to minus $1.10 to give you the best kind of lean and feel here. Yeah, we'll take dogs, we'll take favorites, but Juice says Pirates cover, so I think he's expecting a 1-run game. And Law Dog here, he's expecting Pirates to get it done, even if they lose by 1, I think is what he was saying. There's Law Dog with an Nerfy. So, all right, I'll take the Pirates here with the run line in this one. Next up, Reds and Nationals here with Lodolo on the mound going up against Mackenzie Gore. And, well, after yesterday, we saw the Nationals here again. This was another one, gang, where Team Steam was on the Reds. No fault of you guys. I mean, Reds were very, very popular at the window. I pivoted off of that. Went with the total over and got the win here on the show for me yesterday. I wasn't feeling too confident about Montas on the road, but I will say, I mean, the over wasn't some genius play. I mean, it felt like everybody was on the over there with the Reds and the Nationals yesterday. Here with Lodolo, yeah, he's definitely had a little bit of a rough stretch for as good as he's been this season. 6.92 ERA in his last 3 starts. But the Reds are 10-4 with Lodolo on the mound. They've also gone under in 10 of his 14 starts, not all those the same as the 10-4 record, but under in 10 of 14. The Reds have gone over in 6 of their last 7 games. Mackenzie Gore, he's struggling as well, and I think it's bobblehead night coming out here this week for Gore, but I don't think it's tonight. You don't want to have it. Do you want to have your bobblehead on the night you're starting? I guess only if you're like a superstar, I would think. Don't have it. For Gore, you end up with a lot of crushed heads on the ground, probably. For Gore, a 7.23 ERA and an 0-3 record in his last 5 starts. And Nats are 8-11 with Mackenzie Gore on the mound. This season, they've gone over in 7 of his last 9. The Nationals have dropped 6 of their last 9 overall, and they've gone over in 7 of their last 11 games. Washington, though, when they're winning, man, they seem to keep it rolling here a little bit. And I don't know, with Gore, this might be an okay price if Lodolo's not in that same form. I might be on my man Mackenzie Gore here, try to get a spot with him finally. Let's see if you guys got it. Here's going to be, it feels like here come the Reds. Yeah, it's going to be Reds. Law Dog on the Reds. I think I'm going to be against the chat here in one game for sure. Jeff first 5 under. Blake on the Reds. Perlo on the Reds. Want to say hello to Mark Lee joining us. No, he's got a Nerfy suggested here. Lodolo's 5 for 14. That's not great, but Gore, pretty good. 2 for 19 for Gore, one of the better numbers in the league. So he isn't great, but he starts strong. Bob McCormick's on the Reds here as well. Man, you guys are all on that Cincinnati Reds here. Oh, man. I wonder if Thomas is going to be, if it comes in, I'm going to wait just a minute. I'm not going against Team Steam if it's a consensus play. I'll pivot to the total before I do that. Here's Darren with the first 5 under with the 2 left-handers going here today. Gore in 3 career starts against Cincinnati, 2-0 record with a 0.79 ERA. Okay, so Thomas does say this one does make it as a consensus. He doesn't like it either. So me and Thomas, maybe, but it did feel like the chat was all on the Reds. Now, I don't know if Thomas and I guess it's too late. I mean, consensus play, Cincinnati Reds here today. All right, that's fine. And Mark likes that first 5 under with these 2 pitchers. You know, it's understandable that these 2 guys could be candidates to turn it around here today, given the matchup. All right, next up. Law Dog says, what were the other 2? And I'll just, if I try to save Thomas some time, but I don't know if I caught him in time. But it is Tampa Bay and Detroit so far, the other 2 consensus, Law Dog. Next up, Orioles and Rangers with Grayson Rodriguez. He's a road favorite against Max Scherzer. What? Now, we know there's a big-time storyline here. You may know it, I may know it, and I don't know if the line maker knows it, but Could Max Scherzer be auditioning for his next team here in this one? Could Scherzer be that piece that the Orioles are looking for in the American League East pennant race? We'll see today. The Orioles are a favorite here. Is it still that way? Maybe not quite $1.20. Maybe it's gone down a little bit. Maybe Max is getting a little bit of play, but I don't know. The way the Rangers are going right now, who would want him with Max? Who would want him with anybody? It just doesn't feel like it last night anyway. I had him as a premium, and that was no good from the get-go. Eovaldi got lit up in that matchup with Corbin Burns. So, all right, let's take a look at it. Get your plays ready. Still an intriguing game. We know the Rangers are starting to make their moves, so we're not going to just throw them out here just yet. But it does seem strange with Max as an underdog here at home, and the Rangers were playing pretty decent, and the Orioles maybe were on their worst stretch of the season right now for them a little bit, having won just 6 of their last 8 games overall. All right. For Rodriguez, he has an ERA of 4.07 over his last 4 starts. Baltimore crushes, we know, with Rodriguez. They are 12-4 with Grayson Rodriguez on the mound. Baltimore here, they've gone under in 5 of their last 7 for Max. He's got a 3.29 ERA so far. Made 5 starts this season here. Max gets off to a pretty strong start every time. No runs allowed so far in those 5 games in the first inning. Rangers still have won 7 of their last 10. They've won 7 of their last 11 at home. But Orioles getting the favoritism here. Your comments are coming in right now. Baltimore is just on the road. For whatever reason, Baltimore on the road, doing a pretty good job, it feels like right now. Okay, here we go. Some more plays. Okay, I got it now here. Darren, I think, starts us off with Baltimore. Blake, though, on Texas. Juices can't believe I went against my O's last night. This was the one to do it. Thomas says, give me Max over his K prop. Fernando wants to go over 8. Mark wants to go over as well. Thomas will take Texas on the money line. Jeff is leaning Texas. Ray says, give me the O's on the money line. And Law Dog says, give me the Nerfy. All right. Man, it just feels like Baltimore to me. I want to go against Max here a little bit. Jermaine, thank you, Jermaine. Hey, Jermaine, I made it through the whole show and didn't call you Sandra once. All right. My aunt's name is Sandra. Okay. Give me here's one on a Nerfy, but I'm going to take the Orioles as my play here today. Give me the O's to win with Rodriguez. And will Max be a Baltimore? Will Max end up anywhere? Will Max stay with the Rangers? I don't think the Rangers are ready to give it up just yet. Next up. Well, there's a time and a place to take the White Sox, and this doesn't feel like it's it. The Kansas City Royals are that team, and they can, when they're favored to beat a team, they beat the team. They crush them. Sometimes when they're a $2 favorite, they win like a $2 favorite. When they're playing a good team, the Kansas City Royals can't handle it. And fortunately for them, they're playing the White Sox today, so we want to, I always start with White Sox and try to find my way to the White Sox, but not in this series anyway. We took the Royals yesterday on the run line here on the show. I also had a premium under winner. And in fact, to back that statistic up, the Royals have won. Now, it may seem obvious, right? Because you should kind of win these games, but they've won 16 straight games at home when playing a team that is under 500. So, and granted, maybe they play a little bit weaker sauce, if you will, with a couple of these teams. But uh, even though it might be hard to swallow with the Royals, I'm probably going to double back down and come again on the run line here in this one. They beat all these when they're favored at home against division opponents. They usually get it done. 7 straight games between the White Sox and the Royals have gone under, and this number, 8.5, huh? I'll take the Royals on the run line as my play here, but boy, it does feel like could be an under two. Maybe I got a premium here. Let's take a look at your plays in this one with the White Sox and the Royals. And Thomas says he'll just take it on the money line. It's expensive, but he'll do it. And Law Dog says, give me Kansas City in the first 5. Kansas City with Singer. They are 6-10-3. Not great, but again, they're favored here. This seems to be the better situation. For Cannon, look, we've said we like what we see in Cannon, but let's, got to go on the road. You're taking on a team like Kansas City right now that in this series anyway, feels like it'll be pretty popular with the public too. White Sox have dropped 8 of 9, blah, blah, blah. Singer, a 2.67 ERA in his last 5 starts. Perlo will lay it. Jeff will lay it. I'll lay it. Royals run line for Ray. Feels pretty consensus-y here with you guys today with Kansas City. But I'll take the Royals. You guys will too. Cannon did have 1 start against the Royals, 5 innings and just 1 run allowed. So pretty good job. And Thomas says, yeah, Thomas, I think Thomas is feeling what I feel like. I don't know if Team Steam has actually been overwhelmingly great on run lines, but this is one that I can get behind. So if I'm willing to do it and you guys are doing it, let's do it. And again, I think I gave plenty of evidence that it could happen today. The Royals could get another run line. They crush teams when they're favored. That's all there is to it. All right. Well, I think you guys got my feelings yesterday about how I felt about the Padres and their match. Now, granted, they were in the game the whole way pretty much, but again, shutout on the road, and now you're going up against a pitcher like Gavin Williams here. Look, Williams can have his moments for sure. So, where's our umpire trend expert? I was going over the umpire trends a little bit this morning, and but I noticed this one for sure. So I wondered what he would say about it. This is this gentleman, just his 2nd game ever behind home plate in a major league game. So have fun, Mr. Umpire, with Dylan Cease going for the Padres. In this one, look, I think Cease was one of those pitchers that was talked about kind of at the break that he's a second half pitcher, no doubt about it, and was looking pretty decent, 3.42 ERA in his last 4 starts. Padres, though, certainly in a funk here, and they're on the road. This is a dead spot for them. But my algorithm says that this is a spot for the Padres, and I might actually be on them here. I feel like it will be overwhelming in the chat and maybe in the public as well with the Guardians, but I don't know if I'll fade the chat here with my Padres, but I might be rooting for them tonight. I think this might be an okay spot for him. Williams does have a 4.4 ERA in his last 3 starts so far with since coming to the rotation. Look, I think Gavin Williams will probably improve, get better as we go along here, but let's let him get a few games under his belt. That's kind of what I feel about it. Maybe the Padres can get a little bit going here. And with Dylan Cease, I do want to see a game out of the gate here in the second half, but I'm going to be almost on the Padres. Let's see what you guys can do maybe talk me out a bit. I think maybe also the total is of interest, so maybe I can pivot a little bit. If you guys like the Guardians a lot, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't mind. But I think I like a Padre underdog play here. Or I'm sorry, are they slight favorites still? No, no, the Guardians are the favorite now. Okay, I knew it. I knew it. I think the Padres were last night, though, a favorite when I typed that in. But let me put it on the. I can almost just put it on the other side. Guardians, maybe $1.10 or so, $1.15 at the square books, and this total, though, is dipping even further. I'll even call it 7.5 over 20 at this point. The Padres having some troubles offensively, and that would be, I would imagine if they didn't win this game, it will be a low scoring game, and they will end up on the short side. Okay, here we go with the picks right now with here Thomas, Cleveland, and under Guardians here for Darren. Justin's with me though. He's gonna be Padres today. Ray leans the Padres. Oh, Tremaine, that's funny. Here's Jeff with Cleveland, Blake with the Padres. Okay, maybe you guys felt me a little bit on this one. Law Dog says go under here. You know what? I'm going to take the under as my play here on the show, and we got a mixed bag here, but just know I'm leaning Padres. I don't know if I can get a premium going with them here, with the way this offense is going, but let me get an under with Law Dog. And Juan will take Nerfy with Dylan Cease. He is a notorious, terrible first inning pitcher, though, Juan. 9 for 20 this season. He's given up a run in nearly half of his first innings so far. Williams 1 for 3. Padres score in the first inning 29% of the time, and Cleveland scores 27% of the time in the first inning this season. Next up, Brewers and Twins. Freddie Peralta going up against Lopez here for the Twins. For Lopez, he comes in here right now in this one. Let me see. I got it here. Oops. There we go. Lopez, a 4.33 ERA in his last 6 starts, but the Twins are 5-1 with Lopez on the mound. They've won 11 of their last 17 coming into this one. This is a series opener. This is an interleague 2-game set. These guys didn't play yesterday. They had an extra day off out of the break. So they'll play their 2 games here right now. And for the Brewers and Freddie Peralta, he's got a 4.29 ERA in his last 4 starts. The Brewers are just 4-7 with Peralta in the last 11 games. Peralta's also gone over in 11 of his last 15 starts. For the Twins, 9-5 at home in their series openers. Let's get your moves here with the Brewers and the Twins, Peralta and Lopez.
Lineup.
Minnesota's done very, very well in this series, no doubt about it. Pretty well. Let's say pretty well, but again, I mean, these were 2 teams were meeting rather frequently in the in the interleague play. Remember how they had it? You'd play the division, but you'd have those regional rivalries, if you will, and this was one of them. Brewers and Twins. Several times they'd meet extra, so these guys have had extra games. And Minnesota just seems like they were always able to bounce back against Milwaukee a little bit. That doesn't factor in here, I think, in the first game of the series. But here come the plays with Justin McKelvey. Let me see. I think Justin's got the first one here. Yeah. Justin McKelvey says, give me the Twins money line. Blake's on the Twins. Thomas is on the Twins. here. Hey, Juan, you stick with your feelings on that now. I'm just trying. I will, give you the dice, um, give you the juice, if you will. I see juice in here on the Twins, but talking about those stats, right? I just want to make sure that look, I mean, if it was 0 for 18, I'd be like, yes, look at Juan. They're 0 for 18. So I'm just going to say it like it is. Uh, Jeff here on the Twins. Thomas says it's a consensus right there. Consensus, Twins. Hey, you guys are on it. I'm on it. Let's do it. I'll be on this play with you guys. Consensus play number 5. Put me on them as well. Put Law Dog on them. Rays on the over. Fernando says, hey, I'll take the Brewers. First 5 for Peralta. He's 8-11 this season in his first 5s. Lopez is 9-1. Give me the Twins with the chat consensus in this one. All right, next up. Well, it's the Diamondbacks against the Cubs. A much talked about series, I think, or game yesterday between these two teams, but for Zach Gallen coming in, he was held back. I think that's why, for the most part. I want to mention here this team right now. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to hold off. Steam is well, I'm just telling you right now. Steam is coming in on game 2 of the doubleheader right now on the Cardinals with, I believe, Gray in game 2. That definitely is game 2. The Steam is coming in on the Cardinals in that doubleheader with Sonny Gray here now. I think Gray may end up being a favorite here, $1.15 or $1.20 in that one. Let me continue on because I believe it's one of the next games up, but we'll let that line settle and see what it is. They steamed the Cardinals pretty much to pick them in that game too, so we'll see what it goes up to here. But I'm showing $1.24 already at Bovada. Okay, here we go though. Diamondbacks and Cubs here. They push Gallen back here for this game against Hendricks and the Cubs. I'm not too worried necessarily about holding him back. He's been struggling, but that's not the reason. Gallen has a ERA over 10 in his last 3 starts. Arizona just 2-5 with Gallen in his last 7 starts, and they've gone over in all 3 of those starts, by the way. Arizona, still, they've won 9 of their last 14 games, coming in off of the win yesterday. What was it, 4-3? I think it was yesterday. Whatever. Diamondbacks ended up getting the road win, so they've won 9 of their last 13. They've gone over in 11 of their last 14 games. For Hendricks, he has a 5 ERA in his last 4 starts. Cubs, they're still 8-4 in their last 12 games. So let's see what you guys have here, though, with Gallen going up against my man Hendricks. I know I've been on Hendricks. I've been honest about Hendricks this year. I think from the get-go that it's got to be getting a little bit, But hey, when you got an arm that can go out there, I guess you're going to use it. Let me try to find my place here. Okay, I think here we go. Justin here over 8. Was Jermaine going over as well? Let me see. Do I have am I just a little off on that line? Let me fix that. Pardon me on the dead air there. Yeah, okay, 8. Let me fix it to 8. I'm just going to call it 8 flat, which could be an indicator of where I might be headed in this one. I think $1.35 is probably a safe price in this one. It feels like Arizona is going to get some public attention.
Steam play.
Okay, let me get to this Steam here right now as well. This is a game that we already talked about, and this is a play that I already gave out. Padres and Guardians are getting steamed to the under here right now in their game. I said, I already had liked it at 7.5 here. So showing an 8 at Bovada still. I don't know if this one is going down too heavily here, but Padres, Guardians under taking steam right now. Okay. Continue on though here. Diamondbacks and Cubs. Go ahead and put your plays in the chat and I'll come up with a play as well. This has been a series where the underdog has usually been winning, quite frankly. I think 6 of the last 7 games, the underdog has won when Arizona's played Chicago. And they've gone under in 5 straight in the series. Here it comes. We already gave out a few of them here. Thomas says, give me the Diamondbacks and the under. Ray says, give me the Cubs team total over. William, hey, William, nice to have you here today. Good to see you. He's on the Cubs. Blake's on the Cubs. Jeff's on the over. And Juan says, hey, Ramon, stop shooting me down and give me a Nerfy here in this one. For Gallon, he's 3 for 15. I guess that's kind of a average. It's not bad. That's not bad. It's what you're looking for. And Hendricks also 2 for 12. So decent numbers here for the Nerfy with these two for sure. Definitely a little bit below average. Below meaning good, meaning better than average. We want that. Oh boy, this might be my tough one here. It feels like today. Well, I'm going to roll back with Gallon. Maybe Gallon can turn it around. What did Jermaine? Oh, let me see what Jermaine said here. D-backs, Cubs lost to if they lost to Nelson, they might not score against. Okay, I get it. Yeah, and Jermaine says they'll take Hendricks to school. All right, yeah. Big Hendricks fan from back in the day. It does have a 4.5 ERA and 12 career starts against Arizona. Gallon 2-1 in his career against the Cubs with a 3.03 ERA. I'll take Arizona here in this one. Hello, Gerardo. And how about my Cholos last night? All right. Here we go. And how about that Atlas game late? Anybody watching Mexican football besides me at 9:30 at night on a Friday night? Whatever time it was. Here we go with Red Sox and Dodgers with Brian Bello against the Dodgers. Robleski here with this one. We saw Freddie hit the grand slam last night for the win for the Dodgers. The Dodgers here with Robleski. He's made 2 starts so far with a 7.2 earned run average. Dodgers here 0-2 in those games with Robleski. Dodgers have dropped 10 of their last 16 games right now coming in. Despite the victory yesterday, they've gone under in 5 of their last 6. Red Sox have gone under in 7 of their last 8. For Bello, he has a 4 that pizza is catching up to me here. Last night. For Bello, with 4.42 ERA in his last 3 starts, all wins for Bello. Boston's 11-6 with Bello on the mound. They've also, let me see here. Boston under in 6 straight. So not only, I said under in 7 of the last 8, also under in 6 straight for Boston. All right. Dodgers right now, for whatever reason, they are not able to string together wins at home is what it feels like. Trying to remember, before the break, you take out 4 or 5 days and I forget everything that happened. All right. Here's Justin. He wants here's the Justin McKelvey prop of the game. Haven't had too many of these today, but he's got Shohei going over here. And Justin also had pizza. I think I had my last slice and I couldn't finish it. I folded it up like I don't even know if I might. I don't know if I should show it on the air or not. It might be obscene. Probably could heat it up. All right. I don't even put it in the fridge. I just sit here at headquarters and just leave it out and go right to bed. What? How rude. Here's Blake going over. Here's Ray going under. And Jermaine says, not, you're facing here, obviously. Robleski, as a left-hander, as a young star, I don't know. It's still a left-hander. I think you got to put a little bit into that. I think it's different than if it's just an average right-hander. I don't know. All right. So yeah, Dodgers. Red Sox were certainly hanging in there yesterday. Let's see here. Jermaine says whatever the total is, he's going to go over. All right, I'm a little torn here in this one. I kind of want to grab some Red Sox. That run line is not going to be something I can deal with, huh? All right, give me the Red Sox. I'm taking the Reds. I want to take the Red Sox so bad here in this game. I'm gonna take the Red Sox in this one against the Dodgers. All right. Maybe that one didn't have a lot of confidence, but I feel okay. Oh man. Next up, it's game 2 with the Cardinals and the Braves with Gray and Elder. Is that right? Yeah, we just talked about it. Right now, that line is up to $1.20 for the most part. The line is wrong there on the screen, right? That was the line from the. That was the line from, I think, from last night's game is what it was. So let me put Gray here as a road favorite at $1. I'll call $1.20, and the total here is 8.5. 8.5 over 15, it feels like. Here we go. Mr. Producer does the graphics. And so Sonny Gray here. Game 2, a little bit tough here. Day-night doubleheader, so you got to kind of wait it out. So I understand if you guys don't want to have too many plays here in this one, but I'll talk about the pitchers maybe a little bit. Just have you ready after game 1 to roll here. Gray has a 6, and we talked yesterday about him a little bit. So Gray has a 6.6 ERA in his last 3 starts. Cardinals come in having won 11 of his 17 starts so far this season. They've gone over in 4 of his last 5 starts for Sonny Gray. The Cardinals won 8 of 13 coming in. They've also gone 10-5 in series openers on the road, which is interesting here, and them being a favorite. For Elder, an 8.34 ERA in his last 5 starts. Braves have won 5 of 8 coming in. They've gone under in 16 of their last 21 games coming in right now. So game 2, if you want here. In this one. And this one's at 7:20 Eastern, 4:20 Pacific time. And I'll probably just end up on the under in game 2. Went under in game 1, probably go under in game 2. But again, we did have that steam come in on game 2 here on the Cardinals. So can you play it with Sonny Gray, with Elder? Let me see. I don't think there'll be many plays, but here they come. Ray says Braves money line game 2. Jermaine says under. Blake says under first 5. Okay, so we've got 3 plays out of the chat. And I'm taking the under. I'll just mark it down. I didn't have anything marked down on game 2, but I'll take the under here in game 2. All right, so it's a doubleheader. We'll move on here. Giants and Rockies, with Logan Webb getting the start here in this one against Kyle Freeland. So I guess if you're the Giants, after seeing what happened yesterday, I mean, they just, the bullpen, they couldn't get it done. They just let it get away, and the Rockies end up winning here. Look, I went over on the show. Maybe it was a push. I think it was 7-3. If you got 10.5, my apologies. I think it's mostly 10. all over, and it did start to go up there late, if I'm not mistaken. So, but still, Rockies get the win, 7-3. The Giants always get lost, it feels like, in Colorado. Webb has a 5.2 ERA in his last 3 starts. The Giants are just 5-9 with Logan Webb. What's going on here? The Giants have also dropped 6 of their last 9. Kyle Freeland looking pretty decent, 2.1 ERA in his last 4 starts. Definitely faced the Giants many times in his career, here in Colorado as well. Not terrible numbers considering the Rockies have lost 6 of their last 9. They've gone under in 7 of their last 9 at home here. The price seems right to be on Colorado, at least on the run line for me once again. Let's see. I don't know if anybody would be interested. The way the Giants have just, it never felt like, to me, they were going to be even at 3-3. It just did not feel like the Giants were going to be the winning team in that game. Here we go with some plays. Thomas Lewis on Colorado. Justin McKelvey's got a prop here. Blake with the Rockies. First 5 under. Ray says, give me Webb over 2.5 runs. So Colorado, when they're winning against, it feels like when they're winning against division foes at home, they just kind of keep the momentum going a little bit, is what it kind of feels like. So the Giants have failed 6 straight games as a run line favorite. Give me the Rockies here. I'll take them on the run line, but we're going to sprinkle that money line for sure today. I'm taking the Rockies for sure here today. Jeff's on the Rockies with me. And Nanya's here, everybody. Hello to Nanya. Great to have a legend here in the chat today. All right, one more game. This is it? All right. The Astros. I got a couple summer league basketball plays for you. I lost my only premium yesterday, and man, that's been quite a shock to me to have a mediocre summer league record. All right, Valdez here for the Astros and Kirby for the Mariners. For Seattle, look, the Astros were able to get that win yesterday. Brown, hey, let's give him some respect, you guys. I thought some people were a little bit hard on Brown. The numbers are very, very solid, and they were able to get it done yesterday. But one thing the Mariners do is bounce back from games like that. This is a good series. It only was 3-0 after all. Yeah, the Mariners had problems again, scoring, but does feel like the Mariners can make it, at least give themselves a good chance here. Whether or not I could pull it on a premium, I'm not sure. Mariners 16-30-1 to the under at home this season. For Valdez here in this one, a 4 ERA in his last 4 starts, but the Astros 3-0 with Valdez on the mound. Houston's won 18 of their last 24 games overall. Kirby, a 3.44 ERA in his last 3 starts, but Seattle 6-3 at home with Kirby. 5 career starts for Kirby against the Astros, a 2-0 record of the 1.57 earned run average. Mariners have lost 4 straight, dating back to before the break, but they are a bounce back team like no other, especially against division opponents. Seattle has won 11 straight games at home after a home loss. Let's take the Seattle Mariners. The widely reported steam came on Seattle. I kind of want to go premium here, but got to give Framber a little respect. But the price looks good, and I love that stat. So give me the Mariners here in this one against the Astros, and give me your play in the chat as well from Team Steam. All right, Nunya, let's see. Oh, he's looking for some UFC And I will. Let's see. Astros. Right here's an. So Blake Astros under feels too easy, right? I almost should give out the under as my premium. It's getting kind of close at 7. We'll say this at Houston. Um, at night they kind of go over a little bit, but just doesn't feel like anybody go over at Seattle right now. Mention those number. Now, granted, Seattle has gone over in like 3 of their last 5 yeah. Juan here wants a Nerfy in this one for Valdez. He is 3 for 16, pretty good for Framber. Kirby's 3 for 20. That's excellent. Law Dog on Seattle. And that's a look at baseball for Saturday. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me here on the Mornings team. Where is Carla for our Carla Football League picks? Look, I'm going to have to get back to a little bit of chalk, I think, in the CFL right now. Or actually not chalk, but I'm going to actually go on the home dog here. I think that's what I've been missing a little bit. Maybe a little bit too chalky. Riding that
Critical notice.
expected chalk a little bit is what it feels like. Let me see. Jermaine, I was I think Seattle 11-0 off of a division loss at home. Seattle 11-0 off a division loss at home. That's a sports money special. You out there, sports money? That's not. I think sports money special is even more. All right. Let me get back to just some general games and picks here today. So Toronto is taking on Hamilton in CFL action tonight. I'm going to take the Tiger Cats to win tonight in this one. I've been kind of shying away, it feels like, from some of these home dogs and trying to roll with maybe some of these favorites that were, supposed to roll back into form, but haven't been too impressed so far. And I've got taken Hamilton here. They are 0-5. This has been an awful situation for Hamilton right now, just trying to get it together. Yeah, Toronto 3-2, but I'm going to take Hamilton here in this one to get their first. Well, they'll cover, and I'm also going to take the under in this one with Toronto and Hamilton. Dukes hasn't looked that good, I don't think, for Toronto. He's kind of, I thought, a weak spot so far at quarterback. They've been doing a good job. He's got plenty of, good, talented guys he can get the ball to. They're just not making a big impact offensively right now. In fact, Kadeem Carey's been kind of the guy carrying it literally. They've been running the ball pretty well. Passing, not so great, but Devontae Coxey here. Still, I'm going to take Hamilton with Bo Levi Mitchell. I know he's everybody's favorite to go against, but he did light it up last game. He's not going to stop firing, that's for sure. He threw nearly 50 passes last time out and 374 yards and 3 touchdowns, no picks. They still got blown out by BC, but I'll take Hamilton here. Look, he's got Bridges, he's got Dunbar, he's got Smith, he's got White, he's got the far better, it feels like, more impactful offensive players in this game. Despite being 0-5, I'm going to take Hamilton at home. Hamilton, Ticats, and I'll take the under. I'm not sure Toronto's going to have a great night offensively, and despite those, what I talked about, that offense hasn't been great. Maybe, Bo Levi, look, he's one of those veteran quarterbacks that can get it together, I guess, at any time. So, all right. I got a little bit of summer league action here as well today. I'll read off the lines and roll a few plays out. Haven't done this, but we're going to downgrade the summer league a little bit and give out some free plays. Maybe we'll have a premium or two, but we've had a few L's. So let's try to roll with them here. I'm going to try to get it together on the show, giving you my full research. There's no, No holding back, anyways. So Phoenix is going to be against Sacramento today. No pick here, but it's pretty much a pick 'em. Today, the Summer League gets underway at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific. Phoenix and Sacramento. This one is a pick 'em here, and the total 171 right now in this one. I will say this that it's been uh, for these two teams so far not too great, right? Sacramento just 1-3. Phoenix is 2-2. All right, next up is Milwaukee taking on Washington. And woo, this one, I like the under here, and this one is going lower right now, 182.5. Washington, a 4.5 point favorite, and the total 182. I like the under here in this one with Milwaukee and Washington. Washington is a team that everyone obviously has been keeping their eye on with their young star. You know, he had the poor game certainly with the over what was it over 13 shooting, whatever it was, but he has looked good in a lot of other departments. Washington 2-2 coming in here right now. The Bucks, they're 0-4, and you know they are. I'm not look. It's summer league. I'm not trying to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks next season, but they might have one of the best players in the world, but they've got some lingering issues here long term. I'm going to go under anyway for Milwaukee and Washington. I'm not going to dog our Bucks here at this point, but I think the Bucks fans know that. And you know what? Maybe uh, the shift to the type of personnel that they're going with, maybe it is going to be a down. Maybe it will be better in the long run. I don't know. All right, let's continue on. I've got some summer league action here. Indiana and Cleveland today. Indiana here is a 2.5 point favorite, and the total is 182. Indiana comes in at 1-3 here. Cleveland also 1-3. Knicks and the Hawks. I've got an under here. The Hawks are 0-4. They've been pretty bad so far. Coming in, what's the total here? The Knicks are a 3.5 point favorite, and the total is 178. I'm going to go under here with the Knicks and the Hawks. The Knicks have been uh, a decent entry so far, but still just 2 wins and 2 losses. Chicago will take on the Lakers. The Bulls are a 3 point favorite, total 178.5. Lakers have turned it around a little bit here of late. Now they are just 2-2, but look, Connect has been hitting a little bit better on his shot right now, and definitely, I would almost wipe out some of those early games. He's really looked a lot better. Lakers have won 2 straight coming in here. The Bulls are also 2-2. Sorry about that. Wipe the uh, tears out of my eyes there, the sleep. I'm going to take New Orleans against the Denver Nuggets. New Orleans is a 2 point favorite, 2.5 point favorite against Denver here. Total 174.5. Denver has been uh, uh, a struggling team, no doubt. They did win their last game. They're 1-3 here coming in, but Atlanta also not great. They haven't won yet, but
Final.
I'm sorry, not Atlanta, Denver, 1-3. They won their last game, and I'm sorry, it's New Orleans that's 0-4. I'm on New Orleans. You guys, trust me, I'm a professional. New Orleans 0-4, Denver 1-3. Two bad teams at the summer league, but I am taking New Orleans. In one last play, I'm going to roll back with Dallas here. Was that my? Oh, I just bet him yesterday. Okay. I'm going to take Dallas here against OKC. OKC's 0-4. Dallas is 1-3. Dallas is laying 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. And that total is dropping. All right. That's going to do it for the morning steam, everyone. Thank you. I'll have a UFC package up later. And I'll be back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, here on the Morning Steam. Appreciate everyone for joining me today here on the show. Thank you.
Final.
Catch you
It's like 1, 2, 3, they tapping out and we cashing out.
tomorrow
Explain
here on the morning.
The morning scheme is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.